Life is not meant to be easy. Every challenge, every setback, and every moment of pain is a test from God to see if you will break, if you will crumble under pressure, or if you will rise and prove that nothing can stop you. The weak give up. The strong endure. The choice is yours. Think about the moments when you wanted to quit, when everything seemed impossible, when your body ached, your mind screamed, and you felt like there was no way forward. That was the moment of truth. That was the moment God was watching you the most. Did you give in or did you push through? You see, life is not designed to be fair, and it never will be. It is meant to shape you, to push you, to force you into becoming the person you are destined to be. But that only happens if you refuse to give up. The easy path is always available. It's always there, whispering in your ear, telling you that you don't have to struggle, that you can just walk away. But that is a lie. It is a trap designed to keep you weak, to keep you from reaching your true potential. Pain is necessary. Without struggle, there is no strength. Without difficulty, there is no growth. The strongest warriors have faced the hardest battles. The most successful people have endured the most suffering. They did not quit when life tested them, and that is why they won. Every single person who has achieved greatness, every single one who has reached the top, has gone through unimaginable hardship. They have suffered, they have bled, they have failed, but they never gave up. They never let the pain defeat them. Instead, they used it. They turned their suffering into fuel, into fire, into an unbreakable determination that nothing and no one could stop. When you feel like quitting, remember why you started. Remember that God does not put challenges in front of you for no reason. He is shaping you, forging you into something greater. The pain you feel today will be the power you hold tomorrow, but only if you refuse to quit. Look at yourself right now. Are you struggling? Are you tired? Do you feel like giving up? Good. That means you are being tested. That means you are on the right path. If it were easy, everyone would do it. If success, strength, and greatness came without hardship, then it would be meaningless. But it isn't easy, and that's why it is worth it. Look around you. The world is filled with people who gave up too soon, who let fear and doubt dictate their lives. They will tell you to stop, to take it easy, to accept a life of mediocrity. Do not listen to them. The road to success is not meant for the weak-hearted. It is meant for those who refuse to surrender, no matter how hard it gets. Most people will settle. Most people will make excuses. They will convince themselves that they were never meant for more. That life just didn't give them the opportunity. But you are not like them. You have been given something greater. You have been given the chance to fight, to push, to prove that you are stronger than whatever life throws at you. You have a mission, a purpose, a destiny. Every struggle you face is part of that journey. When life knocks you down, get back up. When your mind tells you to stop, keep going. When everything seems lost, trust that God is testing you for something greater. Imagine for a moment the person you are meant to be, the strongest, most unstoppable version of yourself. The version that never quits, never gives in, never lets fear dictate their life. That person is already inside you, but you will never meet them if you quit now. You will never see what you are truly capable of if you let hardship defeat you. Greatness is not given, it is earned. It is forged in fire, built through pain, and strengthened through suffering. You cannot expect to achieve anything worthwhile if you are not willing to go through the struggle required to get there. Every champion, every leader, every person who has ever accomplished something remarkable had moments where they wanted to quit. The difference is they didn't. They kept going when everyone else stopped. They fought when everyone else surrendered. They proved that they were willing to endure whatever it took to succeed. You must do the same. You must wake up every day with the mindset that nothing will break you, that no matter what happens, you will not quit. You will not surrender. You will not let fear or pain or doubt stop you from becoming the person you are meant to be. Because the truth is, you are stronger than you think. You are more capable than you believe. And the only thing standing between you and the life you want is your willingness to keep going. Winners never quit. The strong survive. The chosen ones rise above the pain and claim what is theirs. God is watching. Will you quit or will you prove that nothing can break you? Life is full of struggles, and every challenge you face is a test. There will be days when you feel like nothing is going right, when your body is tired, when your mind is filled with doubt, and when everything inside you is screaming to stop. But in those moments, you have to ask yourself one question: will you quit or will you keep going? Because that is the moment that defines everything. That is the moment that separates those who succeed from those who fail. The weak give in to the pain, but the strong push forward. The strong understand that pain is not their enemy, it is their greatest teacher. Pain is necessary. It is a part of the journey to success, and without it, there is no growth. When you go through hardships, when life throws obstacles in your way, it is not to break you, it is to make you stronger. Every struggle you face is a lesson, every setback is a chance to learn, and every failure is an opportunity to improve. Growth does not come from comfort. It comes from pushing yourself beyond your limits. Think about the strongest warriors, the greatest champions, the most successful people in the world. None of them had an easy path. None of them reached the top without experiencing pain, loss, and failure. But they never quit. They took the pain, embraced it, and used it to fuel their journey. Pain is what builds resilience. It forces you to adapt, to become better, to develop the mental toughness that is required to win in life. The people who avoid pain, who give up the moment things get difficult, will never experience real success. They will never know what they are truly capable of because they were too afraid to endure the suffering required to reach greatness. If you want to be strong, if you want to be powerful, if you want to achieve something extraordinary, then you must be willing to endure pain. It is not something to fear, it is something to embrace. Every hardship you endure makes you tougher. Every moment of suffering makes you more resilient. Every painful experience is molding you into the person you are meant to be. Think about the times in your life when you felt the most pain. Maybe it was a failure, a betrayal, or a loss. Maybe it was a moment when you felt completely alone, when you thought you had nothing left to give. But you are still here, you survived, and because of that, you are stronger than you were before. Pain did not break you, it built you. It shaped you into someone who can handle more, someone who can withstand anything life throws at them. But the only reason you became stronger was because you did not quit. Imagine if you had given up in those moments. Imagine if you had let the pain defeat you. You would not be the person you are today. Most people will never understand this because most people are not willing to endure hardship. They look for the easy way out. They seek comfort. They avoid struggle. And because of that, they remain weak. They never grow, they never evolve, and they never reach their true potential. But you are different. You have the power to push through. You have the ability to endure. You have the strength to keep moving forward, even when everything inside you is telling you to stop. That is what separates winners from losers. That is what defines true strength. Not how much you can lift, not how fast you can run, but how much pain you can take and still keep going. There will always be moments when you feel like quitting, moments when everything seems impossible, moments when you question whether it is even worth it. But those moments are the most important ones because that is when the real test begins. That is when life is asking you, how bad do you want it? And your answer will determine your future. If you quit, you stay the same, you remain weak, you remain average, and you let life control you. But if you refuse to give up, if you keep pushing, if you embrace the pain and keep moving forward, then you will become unstoppable. You must understand that nothing worth having comes easy. If you want success, if you want power, if you want greatness, then you must be willing to go through the fire. Right. There is no shortcut. There is no easy path. The pain you feel now will become the strength you rely on later. The suffering you endure today will become the wisdom you use tomorrow. Every moment of struggle is shaping you into the person you are destined to be. Look at the people who inspire you. The ones who have achieved greatness, the ones who have built empires, the ones who are truly powerful. None of them had an easy path. They suffered, they fought, they endured more than most people could even imagine. But they never quit. That is the difference. That is what sets them apart. They embraced the struggle, they accepted the pain, and they refused to let it defeat them. And because of that, they won. Now it is your turn. You have a choice. You can let pain defeat you, or you can use it to become stronger. You can give up when things get hard, or you can keep pushing forward. You can stay the same, or you can grow into the person you were meant to be. The only way to win is to refuse to quit. The only way to become great is to embrace the struggle. Pain is temporary, but the strength it gives you lasts forever. Winners never quit. The strong survive. The chosen ones rise above the pain and claim what is theirs. God is watching. Will you quit, or will you prove that nothing can break you? Life is a constant test, a series of challenges designed to push you to your limits and see what you are truly made of. Every single obstacle you face is an opportunity to prove yourself, to show that you have the strength, the discipline, and the determination to keep moving forward no matter what. But the question is, will you pass the test, or will you quit? Because quitting is always an option. The moment things get hard, the moment life starts to feel unbearable, that little voice in your head will tell you to give up. It will tell you that you have done enough, that you can stop now, that it is okay to walk away. And if you listen to that voice, you fail, not because you weren't capable, not because the challenge was impossible, but because you chose to stop fighting. The truth is, nothing worth having comes easily. Everything you want in life, success, power, respect, greatness, requires pain. It requires sacrifice. It demands that you keep going even when every part of you is screaming to stop. You cannot expect to achieve something extraordinary by doing what is comfortable. Comfort does not make you stronger. It does not shape you into someone who can withstand hardship. It keeps you weak. It keeps you stagnant. And it keeps you from becoming the person you were meant to be. If you want to be great, you must embrace discomfort. You must accept that pain is part of the process. The struggles you face are not there to destroy you. They are there to build you. Every difficult moment is an opportunity to grow, to become stronger, to develop the kind of mindset that refuses to break under pressure. Think about the times in your life when you wanted to quit, when everything felt like too much, when the weight of your problems felt unbearable. Maybe it was during a tough workout. Maybe it was while building a business. Maybe it was during a time of loss or failure. But even in those moments, you had a choice. You could have given in. You could have walked away, but you didn't. You kept going. And because of that, you came out stronger. The pain you felt then became the strength you rely on now. The suffering you endured taught you lessons that comfort never could. That is how growth happens. That is how champions are made. They do not quit. They do not back down when things get hard. They keep moving forward no matter how much it hurts. The people who succeed in life are not necessarily the smartest, the fastest, or the most talented. They are simply the ones who refuse to give up. They are the ones who keep showing up day after day, even when they feel like they have nothing left to give. They understand that quitting is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. No matter how bad things get, no matter how much pain they are in, they know that stopping is not an option, because the moment you quit, you guarantee your failure. But if you keep going, you give yourself a chance to win. And that chance, no matter how small, is worth fighting for. Most people never reach their full potential because they give up too soon. They let fear control them. They let doubt creep into their minds and convince them that they are not good enough, that they will never make it, that they should just settle for an easier life. But that is a lie. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is your ability to keep pushing forward, even when it feels impossible, even when you are exhausted, even when you feel like you have failed. Because failure is not the end. It is part of the process. Every successful person has failed, probably more times than you can imagine. The difference is they did not let their failures define them. They used them as motivation to get better. The world is filled with people who had potential but quit too soon. People who could have achieved greatness but chose the easy way out, and every single one of them lives with the regret of knowing that they could have done more. Do not be one of them. Do not let your future self look back and wonder what could have been if only you had pushed a little harder. If only you had endured a little more pain, if only you had refused to quit, because the truth is you are capable of more than you think. Your body, your mind, your spirit, they can endure far more than you believe, but you will never know your true limits if you quit before you reach them. There will always be excuses to stop. There will always be reasons to take the easy way out, but none of them matter. The only thing that matters is whether you keep going, whether you push through the pain, whether you refuse to surrender to weakness. That is what separates winners from losers. That is what determines who will succeed and who will fade into obscurity. The world does not remember the ones who quit. It remembers the ones who kept going when everything was against them. It remembers the ones who stood up after every failure, who fought through every hardship, who refused to accept defeat. So the question is, what will you do? When life tests you, when things get hard, when pain becomes unbearable, will you give up, or will you prove that nothing can break you? Will you show the world that you are unstoppable, that you will not back down no matter how difficult the road becomes? Because that is what it takes. That is what winners do. They keep going. They do not stop. They do not surrender. They do not let pain or fear or doubt control them. They push forward no matter what. Winners never quit. The strong survive. The chosen ones rise above the pain and claim what is theirs. God is watching. Will you quit, or will you prove that nothing can break you? Life is a battlefield, and every day you wake up, you are stepping into a test. Nothing worth having comes easy. Nothing powerful, nothing meaningful, nothing that will turn you into the strongest version of yourself would ever be handed to you without a fight. This world was not designed for the weak. It was built for those who are willing to suffer, to push, to endure beyond what others think is possible. The question is, will you rise to the challenge, or will you quit when it gets hard? Because that moment of decision is where everything is determined. That is the moment where winners are made and the weak are left behind. The struggle you going through right now is not random. It is not meaningless. It is a test to see what you are made of, to see if you have the strength to keep going or if you will fold under pressure. Every time you feel like quitting, every time you feel like you have had enough, that is when you need to push the hardest. Because that is when most people give up. That is when the majority of people decide it is too much, that it is not worth it. But you are not like them. You cannot be like win. If you want to be powerful, if you want to achieve something extraordinary, then you must be willing to endure more than the average person. Pain is part of the process. It is not something to fear. It is something to embrace. Every single great person who has walked this earth has gone through hardship, through suffering, through moments when they wanted to give up, but they didn't. They kept going. They endured. And because of that, they became unstoppable. That is the price of success. That is the price of greatness. It is not about talent. It is not about luck. It is about whether or not you have the ability to suffer without breaking. There will be moments when everything inside you tells you to stop. Your mind will try to convince you that you have done enough, that you can take a break, that you do not need to push any further. That is a lie. That is weakness trying to control you, trying to pull you back into mediocrity. You have to fight it. You have to push past it. Every time you ignore that voice and keep going, you are getting stronger. You are proving to yourself that you are not like the rest. You are proving that you are built for more. Look around you. Look at the people who have accepted a life of mediocrity. They settled because they were not willing to endure the pain that comes with achieving something greater. They chose comfort over power. They chose to quit when things got difficult. And now they live with the regret of knowing they could have done more. That is not the life you want. That is not the path you were meant to follow. You were given this test for a reason. You were given this challenge because you were built to overcome it. Most people do not understand this. They think that when life gets hard, it means they are on the wrong path. But the truth is, when life gets hard, it means you are exactly where you need to be. It means you are being forged, shaped, and prepared for something greater. It means you are leveling up. Weak people will never understand this because weak people do not have the willpower to endure. They will never know what it feels like to push past their limits and discover what they are truly capable of. But you will. If you refuse to quit, if you keep going no matter what, you will see just how powerful you really are. The world is filled with people who gave up too soon. People who had the potential to achieve greatness, but allowed fear and pain to stop them. Do not be one of them. Do not let temporary suffering keep you from your destiny, because that is all it is. Temporary. No pain lasts forever. No hardship is permanent. Every moment of suffering will eventually pass, and when it does, you will either be standing tall, victorious, or you will be looking back with regret, wishing you had pushed just a little harder. The only way to win is to keep going. The only way to become strong is to refuse to quit. No matter how hard it gets, no matter how much it hurts, no matter how many times you fall, you must get back up, because that is what separates the strong from the weak. That is what determines who succeeds and who fails. Life will not give you anything unless you are willing to fight for it. It will not reward you unless you are willing to pay the price. You have everything you need inside of you. You have the ability to endure. You have the power to push through anything that comes your way. You just have to believe it. You have to trust that every hardship you face is making you stronger, that every challenge is a lesson, that every setback is a setup for a comeback. That is the mindset of a winner. That is the mentality of someone who refuses to be broken. No matter what happens, do not quit. No matter how difficult it gets, do not stop. The world belongs to those who refuse to give in. Success belongs to those who can endure. Strength is earned through suffering, and only the ones who keep going, no matter what, will see the rewards. God is watching. Life is testing you. Will you quit, or will you prove that nothing can break you? Life will always test you. It will push you, break you, and throw you into the deepest, darkest pits of struggle. It will whisper in your ear, telling you that you're not strong enough, that you're not good enough, that quitting is the only option. But in that moment, when the pressure is at its peak, when your body is exhausted, when your mind is begging you to stop, you have a choice. You can either surrender like the millions who gave up before you, or you can stand up, fight back, and prove that you were born for this. The difference between the weak and the strong is not talent. It is not intelligence. It is not luck. It is the ability to endure. It is the will to keep going when every muscle is in pain, when every thought is filled with doubt, when every circumstance seems to be against you. That is the moment that defines you. That is the moment when you either rise or fall. The weak allow pain to break them, but the strong use it as fuel. The strong take every ounce of suffering and turn it into power. Pain is temporary, but quitting is forever. The struggles you face today will not last, but the regret of giving up will haunt you for the rest of your life. You will look back years from now and remember the moments when you had a choice to push through or to walk away. And if you quit, you will always wonder what could have been, how strong you could have come, how far you could have gone. But if you fight, if you refuse to give in, you will look back with pride, knowing that you conquered every challenge that tried to defeat you. Champions are not made in comfort. They are made in the fire of adversity. They are forged in the pain, the struggle, the moments when everything seems lost. Every great warrior, every legend, every icon who has left their mark on this world has endured suffering beyond what most people can imagine. But they never quit. They stood up every time they were knocked down. They kept going when their bodies screamed for rest, when the world doubted them, when everything seemed impossible. They understood that quitting was never an option. You want to be powerful, then earn it. You want to be great, then prove it. You want to achieve something that others only dream of, then stop making excuses, stop feeling sorry for yourself, and do the work. The path to greatness is not given, it is taken, it is fought for. It is won through blood, sweat, and relentless determination. The ones who win in life are not the ones who had it easy. They are the ones who refuse to surrender. Pain is your teacher. Let it shape you. Let it strengthen you. Let it mold you into the person you are meant to become. Every hardship is an opportunity. Every failure is a lesson. Every moment of suffering is a stepping stone toward greatness. You cannot build strength in comfort. You cannot grow without struggle. If life is testing you, that means you are on the right path. That means you are being prepared for something greater than you can imagine. No one remembers the quitters. No one talks about the people who almost made it, the ones who had the potential but lacked the courage to see it through. The world belongs to the ones who refuse to break, the ones who push through the storm, the ones who stand tall even when everything is trying to bring them down. That is who you must become. That is who you were meant to be. So when you feel like quitting, remember why you started. Remember the vision you had, the dream you were chasing, the person you wanted to become. Do not let temporary pain steal your future. Do not let hardship define your limits. You are stronger than you think, more capable than you realize, and closer to victory than you know. You did not come this far just to come this far. You did not fight through all those struggles just to stop now. The moment you feel like quitting is the moment you must push the hardest, because that is when you are about to break through. That is when everything is about to change. The ones who win are the ones who refuse to quit. Stand up. Keep moving. Keep fighting. Do not give pain the satisfaction of breaking you. Do not let failure define you. Be relentless. Be unstoppable. Be the person who never backs down, never gives up, never lets anything stand in their way. Life is testing you. God is watching. Will you quit, or will you prove that nothing can break you? Winners are not those who never fail, but those who never quit. It always seems impossible until it's done. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. But you may have to fight a battle more than once to win it. Hard times create strong men, and strong men create a better future. Cowards never start. The weak never finish. But the strong never quit. Now, make your choice.